Howdy all, this is Texas Gaming Industries here, and welcome back to another episode of my Let's Play Railway Empire. In the previous episode, we began to basically build up some of our cities, so the Salt Lake City starting to finally grow, and unlocked a couple of new locomotives and technology, including the arrival of the D12, the Atlantic, the Rogers 10-wheeler, and the Prairie. And in this episode, we're going to continue getting some new technologies in, as well as upgrading a couple of new things. But one of the first upgrades will be the jamming coupling. This will replace the old pin and link coupling system, and this will reduce the weekly cost for my train personnel by 10%. Now, let's see. New Orleans is doing okay with that. The city needs to be about 100,500 residents, only delivering 51% of the goods. Might as well replace that with a railroad museum. Waiting on Charlotte. Oh bother, not again. If this is going to be a bit of a problem, I'm placing it differently now. I'm placing it here and here. And for the one on this line, I'm placing it there. Perfect. Now there won't be any trouble. But it's surprising that we only have 4 more years left before we enter the 20th century. Let's see. Security guard. We have a wind tunnel that will decrease the amount of water, sand, and lubricants by 10%. I'm saving the Pacific for much later. But the old mod will be made in 1900, and this Tucano will be available by 1911. Express line for Charlotte to Miles City. That normally will require a fast train and a direct connection. Let me see. Ooh, we only lost $41,000. It's not bad, but it could be a little better. Let's see. We still don't have the ability to build a refinery just yet, because we're in some really good spots with oil. We could basically produce some gasoline and then eventually produce automobiles. Well, Salt Lake is doing pretty good. It's at 82,000 residents, so dairy products, liquor, candies, cement, newspapers, and salt is now available. And a good thing is, there's a salt mine not too far from the town. So now, salt can be delivered in and keep some of their food preserved until, well, the arrival of the refrigerator, of course. Or the icebox. Let's put down one of the... actually, the Mastodon will handle this train. We'll add a speed fireman, but no speed engineer. Coal mine near Casper. I mean, I wouldn't mind making an industry. There's no... Oh, actually, this is actually a really good industry for the ceramic works. I'm gonna upgrade that, as well as this and this. I'll build a spur line from the Hilton Ditch, which is basically not producing clay. Connect it, as well as connect the line from this coal mine. Now we can deliver pottery, a new type of commodity that I don't think that any city has been able to get as of right now. North Central expands to 126 stations. Let's put down the Mastodon for this train because coal is kind of heavy. And since this is now connected to the line that connects to the cooking sugar farm, I'm probably going to add some signals here, as well as for the Nolan Preserve. As for this, we'll put in the Brooks 260 mobile. Now, while we do have a transcontinental passenger train, I want to basically start operating a set of mail trains as well. We'll travel along the most northern parts of the line first. We'll make a northern transcontinental mail train. And then on the way back, this will basically increase the profits of my mail. I mean, sure, mail's being transported, but not in a huge quantity on my passenger trains. This will basically make it a little bit of a difference. Since there's going to be a caboose on this train, there's only going to be about... Well, actually, no. 7. There's going to be 7 mail cars on these trains. No interested right now. I still gotta get this train set up. Alright. Let's see. Mail. North Mail CTC. As for this engine, I think the locomotive will be the Reno. I mean, we already have the Atlantics on the other passenger trains, so a Reno class will basically handle the rail trains for now. Eventually, when we get the Pacifics, we'll basically put the Rogers 10 wheels on the passenger trains, and the Atlantics in charge of the mail trains. Let's just see on... Ooh, 876,000. That's much of an improvement. Let's add a security guard along with a mail sorting conductor. There's only a speed bonus fireman. Let's put a maintenance bonus engineer. And it's USS Marine sunk in Havana. There's a bit of a controversy on actually what happened, but I'm not gonna go into politics here. The Pacific. Nope. I'm waiting for 2 more years before the Pacific becomes available. Let's see on how much money this mail train makes from its first delivery. Only $522, but that's only for a little bit of mail for Pittsburgh. Now then, let's focus on the southern train. Washington, Charlotte, Atlanta, Georgia, Memphis, Tennessee, Houston, San Antonio, Odessa, El Paso, Texas, Tucson, Arizona, Kingman, Arizona, Los Angeles, California, San Francisco, and then back the other way. Slow this statement down a bit so I can have some more time getting everything ready. Let's put in 7 loads and start the process all over again. A new stoker, we'll have a look at that in a moment once everything is organized. Okay, this is going to be the South Mail Transcontinental. I'm going to put the Reno in charge for this one as well. I keep adding the dining car when it should be a car, because this is a mail train. Let's put that in there. Ooh. I'm not risking a train being stopped by an argument, especially on a priority mail train. Now let's basically start doing the Central Transcontinental Service. First off, I gotta remember what was the original route for the service. Okay, it went for Denver, Sioux Falls, Minneapolis, Chicago. Oh, wait. Portland? No, I want to start in New York and see what stations they travel through. Let's see. Actually, I think I'm gonna try to follow the route of the other transcontinental. Let's see. Okay, it goes from New York through Pittsburgh, Toledo, St. Louis, Kansas City, Denver, Casper, Salt Lake, Winnemucca, Carson City, and San Francisco. Plus, we also got 691,000. That is pretty darn good. Cement works near Charlotte. No, thank you. I am not focusing on that right now. Let's see. Denver, into Casper, Salt Lake City, Carson City, San Francisco. And that should basically do it. Put in the 7 cars of mail. Make sure every station just has a minimum of 7 cars to load. Security guard. Okay. Tokyo to Osaka in 3 seconds. First, long distance telephone goes online. Ooh. But since this is basic, let's see. Mail CTC. And then put the Reno in charge. No. Let's see. Ooh, new engineer. Darn it, no speed. Let's see. Mail bonus. And that. Just waiting for clearance to roll out of New York. Oh, darn. Because of the dining car that broke. There we go. Now, let's see. Salt Lake is growing again. Now it's big enough for a third industry. Let's see. Paper. Well, we could produce a paper mill here. This basically means I'll have to build another spur track. This time to go around. We'll build a tunnel through this mountain, and then connect with the main line here. Add the signals, and then basically add one here as well. And we'll basically put in the prairie for this one. Because the prairie is doing pretty well on these new trains. Speed bonus and a speed bonus. 74 miles an hour for a prairie. Now, I mean, there was a prairie on the Santa Fe that supposedly went at a super high speed, but I mean, it was for a special train, of course. So, the old mod will basically be in charge of heavy bulk freights such as coal, iron ore, and clay, and cement, while the Pacific will basically take care of all passenger trains. Well, first, it will replace the Rogers 10 wheels on the top link trains, and then Pacific's replacing the Rogers on the top link passenger trains, then the Rogers replacing the Atlantics on the local passenger trains, and then the Atlantics replacing the Renos on the mail trains. Let's see how well. Wow, we need to actually deliver more clay. Might as well double track this section. I'll basically also add a filling station right here. For a second, I was like totally confused on where it was supposed to be, even though I have owned this game since its inception. Put it as 1, add another 2. It will only be carrying 3 loads because this is his first train. See, King Colliery to Nashville. There's enough coal already. Let's upgrade the distilleries. So the only thing it needs is lumber. Memphis has lumber. I'm just hoping that this train is delivering it. Well, it's delivering that as well as meat. Let's see. Where's coal being brought in? Well, actually, I'm not even sure where the coal is coming from. I mean, there's the King Colliery that's producing iron ore, but I'm not so sure how the coal is being transported. I think it's probably being delivered by wagon. I might as well connect this to the mine. But to make it easier, I'll build a switch here, extend to this, then do that, extend over, add this, and this. If I could just, there we go. Place a signal here, here, and these here, and put the and then deliver a load of coal down to the tool factory. Put the Mastodon charge, add a speed bonus. Let's see. This one could use a conductor and a stoker. Ooh, I'm gonna get a good bonus on those. Let's see. What other crews do I need on my passenger trains? I have no new engineers, no new firemen. I do have a couple of passenger trains that don't have a conductor. But they're all from mail, so... Plus, I don't need all these security guards right now. And... here we are. The year 1900. The beginning of the 20th century. And now it's time to basically upgrade our fleet. The 462 Pacific, it will replace the Rogers 10-wheeler on the transcontinental trains, while the Rogers will replace the Atlantics on the local passenger trains. And then the Atlantics, in turn, will replace the 2 Reno 440s on the mail trains. Let's have a look on our new express. North Central wins. Casper is pleased as punch. That's good. That means we're delivering a good amount of materials into the city. And Salt Lake City is growing rapidly. Whew. Let's see. Might as well earn a little bit of extra money from the professor. And at the same time, acquire the old mod. With that, we basically have our first Mallet-type locomotive. The engine will deliver coal to Casper. Which, at the same time... What else can my new Mallet engine do? Well, there's no trains going to Baker City until I can figure out how to get the steel taken care of. Well, let's see. None of the cities around here are big enough to basically accept reserves. So that is not going to do so well. Salt Lake City could convert into preserves, but what cities are nearby that accept it? Let's see. The only two cities in the entirety of the map that accepts it is either Nashville, Charlotte, Pittsburgh, or Washington. No other cities in the country, well, actually, except for Chicago, has it. So, the train engineer prevents catastrophe. Yes. The crash of Casey Jones. Let's see. We're doing pretty good, but we could do better. Let's see. I think we could basically replace the brewery here with, well, a this preservatives for a little while. Now, vegetables will be a main commodity that needs to be delivered. Which means I'll have to basically do a little bit of rearranging of track work. Because this is going to be a bit of a tight squeeze just to get this part, to connect this to the main line. I think I might be able to build a bridge like this. And then do this. I know it's not perfect. Oh, you gotta be joking. Do this. Connect. And then do that. Now this farm is connected to the railroad, and I can start delivering vegetables. If I could just find a good spot for my signals, of course. Portland, Oregon. And then put the Prairie in charge. Refrigeration car boost. And now that we basically got a train from Portland to freight that needs to be delivered between the two cities, I think we'll basically finish this episode off. So if you like this episode of Railway Empire, please be sure to give a like and a comment, as well as subscribe to Texas Gaming Industries for future uploads on every Friday at 12 p.m. Central Standard US Time. This is Texas Gaming Industries saying thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye!